if I was getting started again, or let's say some weird Thanos snap happened and I got teleported back in time, or I lost everything that I have now. I lost my connections, my network, my capital resources, my authority, my influence, all these things that I've spent the last decade building up. If I lost all of those things, but all I had was knowledge, all I had was I'm good at something. I can run TikTok ads. I know how to do certain finance stuff. I know how to do social media marketing. I know how to do whatever the skill is. If you have that skill, but you don't have any clients yet, you don't have any authority, you don't have any influence, you don't know where to start, right? So what I want to talk about in this video is what do you do, right? What would it be that kind of first thing that I would do if I was back in that situation? I snap my fingers and I basically lost a decade of time and all I had was my kind of media buying skills, right? Which I had really good marketing skills. Obviously, I've gotten a lot better over the years, but I was good at it, right? And eventually I was able to get clients because I was good at it, but it took a long, long time. And so what I want to talk about is a strategy that I'm calling kind of authority piggybacking, influence piggybacking. Haven't landed on a perfect word yet. Initially, I was doing authority hijacking. That sounded really negative, right? So we're going to go we're going to go with either influence or authority piggybacking. I still have not decided on the word. If you think one's better, actually, let me know in the comments below when you watch this video. And before we get started, a special shout out to team over at TikTok. Some of our really awesome swag box. We've been doing a lot of business with them. They sent over a really cool swag box with some shirts and hats and this really cool hooded bath towel, a lot of cool stuff. So shout out from our team over there before we get started. And using TikTok is one of the parts of the strategy. So a little tie in there. So this idea of authority and influence piggybacking is actually a relatively simple concept. And the idea here is like when people are getting started, when they don't have, 50, 100 plus thousand followers. They don't have an email list. They don't have any clout in the industry. They haven't spoken on stages or masterminds or any of this stuff, right? They think that they need to like build all of this up and it's going to take all of this time to do it. And frankly, for a long time, that's the way it had to be done, right? It takes time. And I'm not saying that there's any necessarily shortcuts to achieving that level of authority, right? You're still going to want to build that and it still takes time to achieve that level of authority and trust and credibility in the market. But there are some shortcuts. And one of the shortcuts is recognizing who in your industry is the top thought leader, right? What is that list? Okay. So the kind of first step of this process is whatever industry you're in, right? Let's keep our industry going. We'll go digital marketing. Let's go even more specific, media buying. Okay. So I'm a good media buyer, but I'm young and I don't have a really following, all that stuff, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a list of who are the top thought leaders, the top influencers, the most watched, viewed, engaged with people on social, online, that talk about media buying, that are media buyers, right? I'm going to make a list of all of those people. Okay. So you're going to get a list. You're going to end up with guys like, the big guys, Gary Vaynerchuk, you're going to have Russell Brunson, you're going to have, Cardone's more real estate, but, some marketing stuff in there. You're going to have, Tai Lopez, you're going to have Billie Jean, you're going to have, a large list of people. And then, maybe I'm on there way, way down the list. Right. And you should have that list. Okay. And what I want you to do is I want you to go follow them on social. You're probably already doing this, but follow them on all their top social channels, IG, YouTube, TikTok, right? And on any of the channels that you can, make sure you have notifications on so you're getting notified anytime they do a post. Because it's a key part of the strategy is being early and being first. Then what we're going to do, and let me pull in my iPhone here. So I'm on my profile here. We're going to use that for the sake of example. So I posted something actually like late last night that's kind of got a good pop. It's got 36,000 views about Instagram changing their algorithm, right? And if you click into this video, you'll see that there's 262 comments. But what you'll notice on here, and this is where it gets interesting, is some of these comments have hundreds of likes, right? Have more likes than some people's posts get, right? This person's comment has 171 likes, has several replies, 114 likes, 59, 39, right? And I'm a relatively small sample size. You go to some of the bigger people, they're going to have really long threads and they're going to have some of the top comments might have hundreds or even more of comments and likes and a kind of a long thread. Now, the whole point of this, where am I going with this, right? Is you have the opportunity if you go to some big players, right? So like, let's go over on IG. Let's go to my buddy Eric Tiles on the top. He's crushing on social media. Let's go to Hormozy. Let's go to Alex Hormozy, 267,000 followers. If I go over to his reels you're going to see, okay, 106,000, 113,000, 116,000, 207,000. Some of these have even more. So these are in the hundreds of thousands of views, right? This one's got 625,000 views. Okay. So as a new person getting started, your chance of ever putting out content right now that's going to get hundreds of thousands of views, let alone tens of thousands of views, is really, really, really slim. But that all these top people, every video they post is going to get hundreds of thousands, not millions of views. And those views are going to be your target customer, right? Because the people that are following marketing experts and marketing thought leaders and media buying thought leaders are usually people, obviously it's going to be other media buyers, but they're also going to be people that are interested in learning more about media buying, which means e-com store owners, info product store owners, agency owners, small business owners, right? These are people that if you're starting an agency, for example, or you're selling courses, like that's who you would be targeting with your skill set, okay? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna come into these videos, anytime a new one's posted, if there's something of value that you can contribute, if it's a question or a prompt in the video, share it in a comment. Write a really thoughtful, really value-added comment. Don't sell anything. Don't pitch anything. I see a lot of people do that, right? DM me for this, DM that. This person made me a lot of money. Don't do that. That's scammy. That's spammy, right? But what you can do, I'll go back here just to the regular Sony cam. Let's pull the iPhone out. So what you're going to do is share value and demonstrate your expertise. Demonstrate that you are a giver. Demonstrate that you know what you're talking about. And if you're doing this every single day on all the top people's content out there, right? And again, it's a balancing act. You don't want to, it's got to come off as authentic, right? If the video, it's not a good fit, doesn't really lend itself to like posting a comment like that, don't do it. But a lot of these videos, they might ask questions, they might have prompts, they might be appropriate to share something in addition to it. And so if that is an opportunity, this is basically free eyeballs, free impressions. You're able to kind of piggyback. That's what we call authority or influence piggybacking. You're able to piggyback on somebody bigger's authority to reach the same audience. So they've built this audience. Hormozi spent a long time. Cardone spent a long time. Vaynerchuk spent a long time. Even I've spent a long time building an audience and building trust. You're able to reach the exact same audience essentially without having that yet. So this is a great shortcut. Again, it's really, really simple. It's really basic. All it requires is a little bit of effort to follow those people and to check on those people's content throughout the day. And when something posts, be one of the early people to comment on it, because obviously the earlier you are, the higher the likelihood you're going to get, people seeing that comment and then liking that comment, and the more likes it gets, the higher it ranks. And then if that post blows up, you can get a lot of impressions. I've seen people's comments on posts get, hundreds or thousands of likes. I've seen them get dozens and dozens and dozens of comments, and those individuals have definitely gotten leads. I can speak from personal experience that back in the day, I used to do this in a different setting. I was going to Facebook groups and I was sharing value in Facebook groups, where I was commenting on somebody's question, had a question, I answer it. I would get so many DMs, so many inbound leads from people saying, hey, that was really, really smart what you shared there. Are you taking on clients? Do you do coaching? Do you do consulting? You're going to start getting that deal flow, getting that lead flow, because you are clearly demonstrating that you know what you're talking about. You're helping people without being salesy. So again, flashback in time, if I lost everything except for my, kind of skill set, for my ability to buy media, this is exactly what I would do to start. Obviously, there's a lot of other things that I'll talk about in future videos that you should be doing and can be doing to kind of expedite the process of getting clients and growing your business and growing your influence. But this is one of the easiest, lowest hanging fruit things that you can do. And the other reason I really like it is because very few people are actually doing it, right? Most people are looking at social purely as a one-way street. It's like, hey, I follow big people and I just consume. It's like, no, it can be a two-way street. You can consume and you can contribute. Consume and create, consume and give back, right? You have this massive platform that just is open, waiting for you to engage. And again, if you have something valuable to say something valuable. Provide value. Don't be afraid of, this is the other big thing. When you're getting started, you have this fear of, I might say something and I make a mistake, or I say the wrong thing, or, all these reasons, all these doubts, right? You're doubting yourself before you're giving yourself a shot. Don't worry about that. The worst thing that happens is you post something and nobody resonates with it and doesn't get any engagement, right? It's the worst that happens. And it gets buried in the feed. Nobody sees it, right? But there's still this massive upside that, hey, you share something valuable and a lot of people start engaging on it. And then the final kicker here is this is also a great way to get the attention of some big people, right? Because for example, I'm not the level influencer as those guys, but I'm kind of in the middle, right? There are people who follow all my stuff, who like all my stuff, and who write really good comments on everything I post. And I acknowledge those people. I comment with those people. Some of those people message me and I help them out, right? So I'm aware of the individuals who are just getting started, who are following my stuff and really engaging with me and really sharing their feedback in the comments. So these big guys, they're aware of it too, right? If you're commenting on every single post and really being helpful and really engaging and showing that you're listening and you care, they're going to notice that. And again, it might not lead to anything, but for a few people, it might lead to an opportunity. It might lead to them reaching out and seeing if they can uplift you, because that's what happened to me early in my career. I got the attention of some big name people who then supported me, right? One of the first people is Ezra Firestone. He's an incredible friend and mentor and somebody I look up to tremendously. I looked up to him for years, bought all his courses. But as I was growing and contributing, he eventually took notice and he wanted to help. Every year he likes to pick somebody that's never spoken on stage to speak at his event. And so he gave me that opportunity, 7 years ago or so. I spoke on a stage in front of 500 people. It went really, really well. And the rest is history. That gave him that one opportunity and I executed, and it propelled my career. So you also can get their attention without selling them, without pitching them, just by being engaging in their social. So there you have it. Authority piggybacking. It's what I would do if I was just getting started. As always, guys, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Make sure to hit that little bell down there so you get all my video notifications. And like I say in every video, if there's a specific topic, question you want me to cover in future videos, drop it in the comments below. I'll see you in the next one.